And welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today, I'll be your host. Today, we're just talking about quickly day three, going into day four of the NFL free agency, as it has been jam packed with trades at this point. So, want to go ahead and touch on that. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the content, guys, with kind of the trades that I want to kind of bring up that have been highlights and some of the signings here that have taken place here over the last 24 hours. So, starting with Keenan Allen, like I think this is huge for the Bears. It looks like tentatively, I believe that they're giving up a fourth round pick in order to go ahead and get Keenan Allen. So it looks like, yeah, they're giving up a fourth round pick for a guy that had 108 receptions, finishing with 1243 in yards, the second highest in his career. So I think that this is huge for the Chicago Bears because now the Chicago Bears now have DJ Moore, they have Keenan Allen, they have two wide receivers that have both gone over 1,000 yards. They have added DeAndre Swift over there as well at the running back position. Quietly, the Bears look like a team that, in my opinion, they should be in the wild card no matter what happens. Now, I know that there's that speculation that Caleb Williams has gone on record and basically told the Bears, look, what do you want to do to win? And that was just his end result when they asked him, what do you think about going to the Bears? And I'm just going to say this, regardless of what happens, I feel like Chicago has put themselves in position to win the games. Now, if they're going to bank on Caleb Williams being the next Patrick Mahomes, that's their prerogative. But I just think personally, if they bring back Justin Fields with this unit, I feel like this is a playoff team right now. If they go and they bring in Caleb Williams, this is going to be a huge mystery and it could all go wrong. Because if Caleb Williams is not the truth, he is not the heir apparent to Patrick Mahomes, this could go awry. Otherwise, I think that the GM has done a terrific job. And for the first time, I will say, whoever plays at quarterback, you will not be able to blame the positions around you. So I will say that. Next up, another move here is the Washington Commanders are trading over Sam Howell over to the Seahawks. And I think that this is an interesting move. I mean, Washington has already gone out here and they've gotten Marcus Mariota to go ahead and be the backup / bridge quarterback. I believe they've showed their hand here. Now, personally, if I'm a Washington Commanders fan, which I am, I would more so like to see them go after Justin Fields, right? Like, I think that at the end of the day, if they're going to move on from Justin Fields, I feel like the evaluation and what you would have to give up for Justin Fields is not going to be that much at this point in time. And I think that this would be a prime position for Justin Fields to fall here. I think that if Justin Fields were to get traded to the Commanders, he suddenly has a pretty good defense that has veterans out there. He's got some playmakers around him in Austin Eckler. I know that they're a little bit older at this point. Love the fact that he has Scary Terry McLaurin to throw to and possibly one of the best hands in football in Dobson as well. So I just feel like at the end of the day that they have something that Justin Fields would be able to win with here. And I think that this is a great fit if the Commanders were to go that route. If they're looking to go ahead and bring in a rookie quarterback, I feel like it's going to be much of the same for the Washington Commanders because if you've noticed and you've looked at the history, Washington is not very patient with their QBs, and they're also terrible at evaluating QB talent. They've generally gone out there and gotten the wrong quarterbacks and have not given them a chance to fit or put the skill players around them. Now, it's yet to be seen if Dan Quinn is going to be different here. I would hope so, having been around Matt Ryan and getting him from the beginning of his career. You know, he had to go out there and get Julio Jones and other guys to fit around him. So hopefully that is the thinking that the Washington Commanders are going to go with, since they are now moving on and saying, we are in the market for a quarterback no matter what, whether it be Justin Fields, whether it's a Caleb Williams deal, or whether they're going out there and they're getting a Jaden Daniels, a Michael Penix, Drake May, or whoever that looks like. So I think that was a telltale sign from Washington. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that they do a terrific job here in going out and getting Marquise Hollywood Brown. I think that this is going to add a different dynamic for them, and a guy that certainly he will catch the football. There's no question about it. He doesn't drop balls. The only question for him is the injuries. Can he stay on the field? And I think personally, Kansas City still has a card up their sleeves. I personally think Mike Williams will go to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that this is a match made in heaven. I feel like Mike Williams would love to come back and stick it to the Chargers twice a year. And I feel like Patrick Mahomes going down the field to both Marquise Hollywood Brown and then also to having that dynamic on the other side as well with Mike Williams. And then you pair that with Travis Kelce and a talented rookie wide receiver that led them in receiving last year in Rashee Rice. Mahomes is going to be just as dangerous as he was a couple of seasons ago, now that they've kind of figured out what they need to do to win games and be consistent and keep him upright. And then also to the defense, they went ahead and got their best defender back as well. So I think that those were things to actually note on. We got Aaron Donald, who actually went ahead and he is now retiring. So big kudos to him, now retiring for the Rams. And, also, too, we had some good signings here with Mixon, obviously, finishing up his deal with the Texans. Looks like it's going to be a 3-year deal. Loved what the Cowboys did and going out there getting Hendricks. They needed to go ahead and do that. How about Devin Bush being signed here to a 1-year deal? So I think that that's interesting here, that Devin Bush is now going over to the Browns. I think that that's a huge pickup for them. So far, guys, I mean, that's really what's been going on in free agency the last couple of days. I think this is one of the best free agencies that I've ever seen, because not only has it been the signings, but it's also been the trades as well. And speaking of trades, before we jump out of here, how about the trade where the Atlanta Falcons actually traded Desmond Ridder over for Rondé Moore at the wide receiver position? I like how they're actually trying to go out there and get wide receivers for Kirk Cousins, but I still think he's going to need some elite playmakers out there that have proven. So I think that, again, Mike Williams would be perfect here for them. They need to get somebody like a Keenan Allen, somebody that's a guaranteed 1,000-yard receiver and hasn't been up and down, for this thing to work with Kirk Cousins coming over here in a win now situation. So, with that being said, guys, that is today's show. Make sure that you press the subscribe button. You can follow the show on YouTube and also Spotify as well. Want to thank the fans out there who have subscribed. That actually helps us here. You've helped drive stories and content to the show. So I so appreciate you guys and all the comments here. And then I want to go ahead and thank the sponsors out there for putting sponsorship on the show. This is Rico. This is Real Talk Sports. I will be back with the next one, guys. We'll be in studio next time. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.